Ooh, shit! If I knew that, I would.
Yep, we're good.
But
I got him.
Robin Sim Show back with John Pizzi. And are we good to go?
Yeah, we're good. I was just adjusting
Nice.
his volume, making sure everything's good here.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you so much for coming in, John.
It's my pleasure.
You're a comic and a ventriloquist and a magician.
I do. I'm a triple threat.
What did you do first?
Magic. As a kid, I got bit by a bug at like, I don't know, maybe 7 years old. And it changed my life. Like one little thing, the stupidest thing in the world. Somebody says, hey, you got to see something. Watch this. He does it. Next thing you know, my whole life changes in a minute. And it leads you on a path of like super stupidity. And I'm here.
I think it's cool. I think it's
that's awesome.
I always thought it was like a dying art, that kind of stuff.
No, you know, that's funny. Everybody, especially the ventriloquism, everybody thinks that it's a dying art, but it's actually far from a dying art. It's actually growing dramatically. Since Jeff Dunham became tremendous, the guy made $35 million last year. $35 million. And then Terry Fader got the $100 million deal over in Vegas. So you start thinking, actually, it's on a rise as we speak.
Oh yeah, I would say so.
Is it harder to find good ones though? Or
Yeah.
like that's what I figured.
Yeah,
Like
really hard. As a matter of fact, when it comes to magicians is a whole other story. But when it comes to ventriloquists per se, there's a lot. Actually, there's not a lot. There's a lot of part-time kind of people around. There's people that do a little of this and a little of that, or maybe they're not really, or they're only one-trick ponies. They can only do a kid show, or they can only work for Christian gospel or whatever. You'd be surprised. That's a big market.
Yeah.
Big market.
we just went over some Christian.
Would you? You guys are
music.
Christians?
No.
Oh my God.
My dad listens to this Christian radio station. And,
Your dad?
yeah. And one of the songs I listened to, I found it. We reviewed it for the show. It was terrible. It's called. I thought it was called "On My Knees," but what is it really called?
Starts with
me because
yeah.
it starts with me on my knees.
It's on my knees.
That's
that
the
sounds like the
chorus.
punchline. Is it a Greek church? Oh, speaking of bending down, so but the point is that with this ventriloquism thing is that people think it's a dying art, and it's really not. It's actually a growing art, and there aren't a lot of great entertainer ventriloquists. There's a lot of one-trick pony kind of guys. It's like a niche marketing for a music band. Let's say they can only play the goodies or the oldies. They can't have the diversity, and the diversity is the key to making a living. Either that or really super marketing in one area.
Yeah.
But it's not like what people think at all. As a matter of fact, there's a ventriloquist convention happens every year in Kentucky in August and July rather. And this year it's packed out. It's sold out already. There's over 600, 700, 800 people coming to Kentucky.
Wow. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, they could talk through
of
their
all the
tooth.
places.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a pretty cool thing. The convention is really cool, though. It's fun. So it's interesting.
Cool. You've been performing a long time, right?
3 days.
Ah.
No, forever. I'm an old fuck.
I saw in one of your interviews. You said David Tell used to open for you when he was starting out. I'm like, that's amazing.
As a matter of fact, we used to work a lot of great comics that you'd see today that have made it and left. I used to work with Ray Romano all the time too, back in Kevin James and these guys. We were working in the late '80s in comedy clubs, and you're right. And I would be headlining over them. They would be sometimes middling, and yet they went on and got sitcoms and everything changed. They made some. I haven't seen actually Attell. I do see occasionally, and we did a gig last year together, and he loves my dummy. He's a great.
Yeah.
He's
I used
me.
to love that show, Insomniac.
Yeah, I was gonna
great.
say, I'm surprised he never had you on there.
No, he didn't
when
because
went
we
to
didn't know
the
each
city
other
or
at the
something.
time of that. But I mean,
Or
we knew each
like-
other back in the day, but we worked together. You just like I see you guys and I may never see you again. I don't know. You come and go like, oh, I remember those guys.
I'm surprised too. You never got a deal for a show on Comedy Central or something.
I'm too busy making a living.
Yeah.
I hate to tell you though, that's the whole point of comedy. Comedy is a really strange animal. It's the kind of thing that either you're in the game for the long term trying to get a golden ring, or you're the guy out there producing an income to support your family like a regular dude. You're not floating around places. It's like a band, the same kind of deal,
Yeah.
But I love it.
Did you ever perform with Otto Peterson?
That's interesting. Well, I could tell you stories about Otto, and I'm not going to disparagingly say anything bad because first of all, Otto's beloved. To me,
Yeah,
hilarious. and
I
he
always
was a
thought he
comics
great.
comic as well.
Yeah.
The first time I met Otto, we did a gig together back in the late 70s for a guy at a bachelor party, and I was the magician, he was the ventriloquist, and there were strippers there. And
boy.
he was great, though. He was great. But and I'm not gonna say anything bad about. All I can say is that he was a plagued guy. He had a lot of issues, but fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
One of the greatest comics, thinkers, and he was just the greatest. And
I was shocked when I found out he used to perform on the streets, and
Yeah.
John Lennon would stop every day to watch him.
yeah,
Like when he walked down.
first time though. The first time I go to work, Pips Comedy Club, Brooklyn, New York. Must have been 88, 89. I just wanted to start doing comedy. I walk in, and the owner of the club is named Seth Schultz. Seth and Marty Schultz. They were two brothers. George Schultz, I think, was the father. And the club's been there for years. They had all these famous comics, but the famous comics of the day, it was like different days. So I go in there, and the guy says, "Yeah, you want to work?" Yeah, great. I'm a ventriloquist. He goes, "Oh, no, we already have one." I said, "Who?" He goes, "Otto and George." And I go, "Oh, yeah." I said, "But he's like different." And he goes, "Well, we don't need another ventriloquist." So I said, "Do me a favor. Just let me go up and do my spot. If you hate me, fine. You don't like me, fine. But just don't say no. Give me an opportunity."
Yeah.
So the guy threw me up on stage, and he was a cool guy, and he liked it. And he said, I would let you work here. And so I started working Pips Comedy Club in like early 90s. And then he would put me on the same show with Otto. And it became like a really strange thing because no one could follow Otto.
Yeah. No.
He was the only guy in the business that said cock with 4 syllables. It's the truth. If you know Otto.
Yeah.
He was great, though. He was a good guy, and he was a really nice guy. He loved movies and things. He was cool.
I saw him at PNC, and he called the people on the yard seats Katrina victims.
Ah.
It was right after Katrina.
Yeah, there was no muzzle on that guy.
I think I don't know how many times he said, but I saw once too. He was on Leno, and he said, "Who in the crowd is from New Jersey?" And they all started cheering, and he's like, "Yeah, just kill yourselves."
Yeah, that's Otto. I didn't know he did Leno. I didn't know that at all.
I was gonna say it might have been the only time I saw.
He was on Letterman. I know there was an audition that I was supposed to. There was 5 Ventriloquist Week on Letterman several years ago, and I got called for that, and I was the last guy. It was between me and Otto got it, and I was like, "Damn!" But he did do really good on the set. He did kill. He killed.
What I was gonna ask too. Like, do they have shows that are all ventriloquists, or is there just usually one? Like you said,
no.
They said they already have one, so is there just one usually?
Yeah,
for a show,
it's like
or?
there's never a variety of ventriloquists on one show because it's kind of
just-
a one-trick pony. Well, it's not. There couldn't be, but generally speaking, no. There's generally it's the novel. You're the novelty act amongst the comedians or whatever.
So it's like harder to get.
I don't know if it's harder. I'm busy. I'm really busy. I work every day.
Yeah.
I literally. I've been so blessed with work, and I think the ventriloquism is a really strong part of it. I guess. I don't know. Also, I do a lot of different things, so that kind of helps too.
Did you bring one?
I have several. Matter of fact, a little black one drove me here.
I was gonna say, Pete, if you need Pete to sit on your lap, he was.
Pete, they can't see you on you, can they? No, they can see you.
Yeah.
Pete has big breasts. He has beefy men breasts.
He has his manly moves.
Those are bitch tits.
Covers us during the breaks. Like, we
You
just,
can't see them because
The panel's in the way.
Hidden by the tag. He's in the new Got Milk commercial. Reviving you. No, yeah, I love the ventriloquist stuff. It's so much fun because you take anything that's inanimate and make it into a character that you bring to life. It's almost an evil thing you do, man. It's cool. I mean, if you think about it, you're taking anything that's dead and making it alive, and then giving it a character. It's almost satanic on some level. If you
they
think
are
about it.
creepy too. Even though what was the movie? Dead Silent.
There's a
Dead
million
Silence?
bad movies like this.
yeah,
Everywhere I
With
go,
the
there's
killer
a,
marionette,
Those old
or
Goosebump
ventriloquist.
The Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Chucky. It's endless.
yeah.
Magic, the movie with Anthony Hopkins. Yeah, it's
Oh,
endless.
jeez, yeah.
demonic toys or something.
Oh yeah, those are great too. I love demonic toys. I can't, it's interesting too because after every show, there's always some chick will be sitting there and say, "I'm sorry, I couldn't laugh in the show. I was watching those puppets. And I got freaked out by clowns and puppets."
My
That happens every
girlfriend
time.
is freaked out by
Really?
clouds.
Yeah.
Freaks out by
Clowns and puppets.
Clowns and puppets. Yeah,
No, I
I
can
wonder-
understand.
she never said anything about puppets. I'll have to ask her.
Maybe you haven't showed her your little puppet. I like the bell. That's very 80s, the bell.
It fucking broke in my bag a few months ago, and I bought a new
It's
one.
all Picasso looking now.
It's not that I didn't buy a new one, but the new one doesn't sound like it sounds muffled or some shit.
That's a good sounding bell.
So yeah, I've kept the shitty one, and I
It's
keep
so
it in
good.
the-
It sounds like it's mic'd. It's like your mic is far away from it. It's pretty cool.
Right? I'm
Ding,
surprised.
ding.
I got the bike horn and the.
This is the only radio show I've ever did where people got all this booze hanging out all over the table. I'm like, what's next? We smoke pot and the strippers? What happens
That's
next?
in Pete's room.
There are like 70-year-old strippers in there.
7-year-old strippers? So we better stick with Pete's tits.
His girl, I'm surprised she hasn't called in a few months. She might be dead.
Yeah.
She's an old bird named Joni.
Joni, the old bird.
We haven't heard from her in a
No,
long
I
time.
think
I think she may have
she may have
she may have
passed.
kicked.
That's
You met her
your
on
Ronnie.
Ashley Madison.
She's in a gutter in Baltimore City somewhere.
Now, how long you guys been doing this show? That's what I want to know.
About 2 years.
2 years straight.
But
years,
it was a different show at the beginning, and
Everything evolved.
yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
The guy we were doing, other guy we were doing with, wasn't
There's always
bringing us,
conflicts
wasn't
and
with
fights.
us.
He just wasn't really adding anything to the show.
Is
He
it-
was my cousin, though, so I had to kick off my
I
own
was
family
surprised he
member.
did it, like, 'cause I don't know
Like,
if I would have been able to. Like, I'm like, dude, he's just not. He never brought anything. We would try to have him do bits, and he would never even like do them right. Like, it was lame.
And that,
He was a
and-
young kid, very
But then
young
you got
kid.
the issue of like you don't want to, now you're in this position where the guy's there every week and yet he's not bringing anything, but you don't want to say, I don't think you're a good idea sitting in, or maybe you don't show up this week, or
Yeah.
that's a really awkward position to be in.
It was tough, and I'm still very close with him. He's,
How
one
old
of
is
my
he?
closest cousins. He's turning 21 this year, but when
Wait,
he was
he's
doing the show,
21 already?
yeah, he'll be 21.
I
know
When
he's-
he started the show with us, he was like still 19, so he didn't really have much.
Right
to
now
say,
he goes
so.
on to own Facebook, and you guys.
He blocked me. He didn't like me because when what was it? Afterwards, I took a card. It was it said to a very special aunt in cursive, and I photoshopped it to say to a very special cunt. And I posted it for him, and
That dyslexia is a rough thing, isn't it?
and he blocked me. And
Man, I remember when he was just a little turd playing video games.
I don't even remember how I kicked him off, but I know it was. It might have been through like a Facebook message where I was just like, "Yeah, we don't want you
text.
on this show anymore."
Rob said you're a real bag of shit.
Oh, a bag of shit from a text. It's like breaking up a relationship through the texting. That's really very attractive.
How many frowny faces?
But yeah, and then but right after he left, we just got into it, and
Things started rocking better.
I've been grinding. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope he listens to the show and lets you guys, he understands how you all feel about him.
You still see him though every week.
Yeah, I still hang out with him. Yeah.
I've tore him up.
Yeah. This shit happens. This stuff happens. Not everyone's made for radio.
Nah.
That's for sure.
Now, what is it?
I've had to mold him. Like he was like,
mold?
yeah, like a turd. Like I've been molding him for years.
What happened with Pete? He got overmolded?
He came out ready. He was just. I met Pete
Only
and
breaking
he
your
was
balls.
perfect.
I was just, I was basically, I'm just squatting here. So
He's just a hobo that wandered
Just a
in.
squatter.
Hobo.
He came with the place. Like that's what I tell everybody. Like
Well, for the first couple of shows he did with us, actually, maybe it was like the first couple of months that he was just really quiet. But it was like, whatever, he lives here, so he sat in, and then one day he just got really drunk and became amazing. And ever since the day of being very drunk, he's brought a lot to the show.
Yeah.
He just needed that one day where he was really confident.
he got a
and that was
nickname
it.
called the Slamborghini from that show.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Slammed a hole in the wall and
We
That's why that thing is there.
I like the restroom with the.
he came out and he slapped the wall and put a big hole in
I
it.
swear to God, I barely even touched it. I tapped it and the fucking thing just caved in. We had a picture of his
That's
face.
And that's
Fucking
happened to his
amazing.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's why she hasn't called in a while.
Why,
So you didn't punch a hole. You just slammed it.
I just,
Yeah.
yeah.
that's where we got this.
It's like
the slam-
Superman when he starts drinking. He's got the beer arms.
I was scared too. He kept flailing his arms, and I thought he was gonna hit me and shit. At one point, he's sitting in the chair sideways, like he's laying down and sitting.
Oh, yeah,
We
there's
don't
a
know
certain
what's going
point in inebriation when I just lose all coordination. I'm
You know, it's funny. I look at that hole. Back when I was speaking of the Pips Comedy Club, I remember back in those days. I remember Dice coming on that stage so often.
Wow.
And he was working on his new comedy special for HBO or whatever. Or he was working the Garden at the time. He was making stupid money, and I was there. It was me. It was Otto and a comic you probably don't even know. And he came off after doing his set about doing new material about dogs, and it was really bad. It was really, really bad. He couldn't get a laugh when he's talking about, my fucking dog and his little poodle and whatever. And then he comes off. He has a bad set, and he punches a hole in the wall on the way into the kitchen. and it was like everyone's like what, and then I had to go on after him. I remember looking at that hole, and the hole stayed there forever. It never left. And then they closed the club. I always wanted to cut it out of the wall and have him just sign it and put it in my basement.
Awesome. Yeah.
Dice was here.
Yeah. He was pissed. Really, really pissed. He wasn't pissed drunk.
No.
He was just pissed about the set. But that's comedy, man. That's the way it works. Now, you guys being here, you're always working with the whole purpose of interviewing is just have a fun show too. You have to be funny yourselves, right? You gotta keep it flowing.
Yeah, I try. I don't know about these guys. But no, we do good. I usually try to come up with even sometimes I'll just on the ride here I'll come up with a bit or something. Like a few weeks ago, it was Weekend at Bowie's. I figured make a Weekend at Bernie's type movie with Bowie.
I was a big Bowie fan. I wrote a couple Bowie jokes, and I was waiting to get a huge turn back, and nobody got pissed. I was really surprised.
That's what I tried with Black Lives Matter. I took a picture of Jack Black, and I put
That's
Black
funny.
I didn't get any shit about it.
I wrote on Twitter and Facebook, I said, what was the last hit that Bowie had? And I said, probably Morphine. And I thought that would be like, it's dark, it's nasty, it's mean, it's got it all, And I thought, shit, I'm going to get a huge back. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares.
One of my friends, Cigars and Scotch, said after Robin Williams, what did it say? What hangs from a ceiling and can light up a room? Robin Williams.
That's great.
Oh, my God, that shit
great.
cracked me up. I don't think he got shit for that either.
I've heard
it's a new world.
A couple of those Robin Williams jokes. I'm just going to tighten my belt and hang around and watch some Robin Williams.
It was funny, too. The other night, I'm at the Friars Club, and I'm sitting there at the wall, and I'm looking. They got pictures of Robin Williams, and Billy Crystal, and there's all these great photos all over the walls there. And I'm looking at and all these people are dead or made their career and done. It's amazing.
Yeah.
That place it's just a cool place, and yet it's so old showbiz. It needs to be updated, really big time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever seen this place, but it's awesome. It's a unbelievable place.
I think I've only seen it on an
Loads of
episode of
history.
Seinfeld.
Was it really?
Yeah, they went, and I think Seinfeld didn't have a jacket, so they made a big deal about that.
That's right. They won't let you in without a jacket. That's another thing that's got to change. Because the comics today don't wear jackets. Unless it's cold out.
I think they lent him one, and he left with it, and it was that
Was that
the
what it was?
episode. They made a big deal about him taking the jacket.
I met him only once, actually twice. I met him. We did a gig for a radio guy in New York City. It was called the... Oh shit! It was a foundation. Oh, TikTok Foundation for a sports guy. Let me see. I'm not a. I don't know anything about sports, but the guy is. You guys, if you guys are sports guys, you know this guy. I should know his name. TikTok Foundation. WNE. The sports channel. It's on FM.
20. Oh, is it the sports guys?
Yeah, it's two guys. One guy's a big football time player, and the other guy is Carton and Ross.
Carton and Rossi.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. There was a Carton Rossi. It used to be Carton and Rossi in Jersey, but it was Carton and Boomer. That's what it is. Boomer.
Oh, okay.
Boomer Sizen or something.
Boomer Sizen?
I don't know. I'm not a sports guy. I don't know. I know Dick Jokes, comedy, and magic.
A little
event.
bit, yeah. I watch baseball. That's pretty much it. So if it's outside of there, if it's
Boomer
outside of
Sizen has,
Yankees,
like an autistic kid or something like that. It's not for him.
I think first of all, his most beautiful wife you've ever seen. She's gorgeous, and he's a really great guy. He's a really, really good guy. And anyway, I did this foundation for him a couple of times. We did fundraisers, and they made money for TikTok with people that have. I guess when you do Tik and you kind of
Craig Carton's TikTok.
Craig Carton, yeah, it was really cool. And anyway, we're doing it that night in the city, and and it was me and Artie Lang and Jim Florentine, and
wow.
It's just a great lineup. And all of a sudden, in the middle, a guy here from Jersey, another great comic, Jeff Norris, really funny stand-up comic, clean, funny guy. And then all of a sudden, like we're in the middle of the show, we got this great talent, and then Seinfeld just walks in and figures he'd come in and donate his set. And he did it, and the whole place just like goes crazy. Like it's New York City,
Wow.
Broadway Comedy Club. It's just like the greatest thing in the world. And it's like everybody's like, oh, oh my God, he's here. Everybody's like all over him, you know. And I'm hanging out in the background. I went over and said hello to him, and he was just nicest guy in the world. Just really, really cool guy.
That's cool.
You know, worth millions, hundreds of millions of dollars.
Right.
Cool.
Even his web series, what's it? Coffee with
Comedians
Comics?
and-
Yeah.
I think it's
Coffee
comedians
with
and cars
cars.
drinking coffee.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
a great concept.
I would love to do that.
Right? Like, oh, it's so cool.
It is a great concept. Yeah, and he doesn't do it to make money. He just does it whenever he feels like it.
Wow.
Kind of a really cool place to be, to do things what you feel like.
Yeah.
Because you got so
Yeah,
much
just 'cause
stupid
you
money.
can.
Imagine that. Stupid money enough to say, I'm going to do this when I feel like it, when this feels right. I'm not doing it because I got to eat.
And it is just him drinking coffee with another comedian, and that's it. They're
Whoever
just
he
having
chooses.
a normal
Wow.
conversation, and
That's
At
crazy.
time. Yeah, it's
Are we
cool.
gonna take a break and come back with who can we talk to?
We should go punch another hole in that wall and see what comes out.
I'm gonna have to get another beer.
Who should we talk to? Of his
Huh?
friends.
Oh, the characters?
Yeah.
I could tell you about all of them. I got them in the car. Nick's parked across. I should have brought one in. I didn't realize. I didn't know you have a video camera. Is it actually broadcasting with video?
Yes,
Yeah.
on our Ustream, it's video.
Oh shit! I should go get a puppet.
and then
gonna
this
say,
will
maybe
go
on a break
on
we'll-
YouTube as well. So
Come
Oh,
back and
yeah. Well, how long is the
Tell
break?
me.
A couple
5 minutes.
usually.
5
Yeah, we got
minutes.
plenty of time. Yeah, because I have to go warm the puppet up.
Ooh.
The controls are cold.
Oh my!
Get in the bathroom, Pete.
You guys didn't buy the lotion. I'm not gonna work without
Oh
that.
shit, I don't have any, bro.
All
But
right.
we will take a quick break, and you could sit at home and watch Slim. Or the Indian.